All right, perfect. So let's cover a few things, put down on what exactly would be coming next. Things are looking fine so far on this move to the upper side that we are getting it. There is nothing really that it's still confirmed, but I will be putting like some kind of an expectations. I think this move depends on how exactly we are closing the day, but more or less, we might be getting something like this in the coming few days. It depends on what exactly will happen within today. We need really to see BTC reaching this area between today and tomorrow, and upon that to decide the pullback. Okay. I don't think that there is really a lot of steam on alts to continue to the upper side. I don't think so. They will start giving you the pullback and the retraces. Okay, like you got like really a decent move, almost top range one more time. But there is like, let's say, something to keep an eye on it on 1, 2, 3, 4, like when you are hitting like some resistances, then you would be favoring the continuation and the play to the upper side. So what we'll be aiming for, it's dealing with this 12 hours candle. So assuming that this 12 hours candle, it's gonna play like, let's say, to this area, we will be aiming mainly to something like this as the retraces, a little bit above, the mid-range, just because the candle is strong, not because of anything else. So we will be aiming for the price maybe to clear a little bit to the upper side, then cool off. We play the continuation. That again depends on what exactly we are getting. Because as for now, there are multiple scenarios here that it could happen. We can come all the way down to this area. It's very possible, very easy. Price now is inside 1 day range. So what I want to see it holding, I want to see it holding this area. So by this time, if we're going to get the pullback before the move to the upper side, then we will be aiming, that it's either going to consolidate or give us like, let's say, sideways consolidation, AB wicks, whatever it is, something like this. Then in that time, fine. We're entering also a weekend. There could be some things that it's going to happen over the weekend. We're going to aim for it properly, and we're going to be nailing it properly. So expect by tomorrow just to set like, let's say, an early plan so we can get on board on this move to the upper side. For today, just enjoy whatever it is. Decide really what you want to do in regards to your altcoins. I'll be setting for you some realistic targets when it's coming, like, let's say, to most of the altcoins that we're going to be discussing them now. So you can consider, how you want really to offload. Because as I said, I don't think that the market is going to have a steam more than this area if in case we completed this with the way how exactly we are expecting it. And I think with this move to the upper side that we are getting it, this area will get retraced sooner maybe than expected, means that you will be aiming for September, October to finish this move to the upper side and you continue the play till next year. That's the kind of things that we will be playing. We will be aiming for it and we will be playing it. So at this stage, also, by the way, reaching this area, just expect, altcoins to start pulling back because BTC dominance, it's gonna start moving to the upper side. We're gonna be sitting at like, let's say, you think the cycle will stretch till next year? I don't think the cycle will stretch till next year. I do think that you're gonna be getting like some kind of a decent moves on alts where you need to offload it because I don't think that the industry is gonna have all these assets. So you're literally moving into this bubble that you need to offload in it and you need to exit. What are your thoughts on BTC dominance? I'll put it for you fully. I was reviewing everything, like, let's say, to set for you guys the plan. Now, the optimal play and the expectations, it's still to see the moves to the upper side for multiple things. For multiple things, it's because I didn't see a reversal for the trend from here. Okay, that's again something like we spoke about it before, despite the fact that it didn't play the way how exactly we wanted it to play, but it is what it is now. From here, if we care about something, we care about the 117, 117, 100, but I want to see a little bit of a push to the upper side. Now, for me, as for now, with the way how exactly the market is moving here, which is, it's fine, it's nice, it's beautiful, you'll be expecting something like this to happen before you're going to be getting the continuation. I want this. I want to play this. We're going to get on board on something like this if I get really a clean trigger on this play, just because we are inside Monday Asia low. So it can come back. We don't want, like, let's say, the price really to drop under this level, so the 14,500, but you'll be expecting something like this to play. Maybe this will be, by the way, the play for the weekend. It's very possible, okay? And we get the squeeze and the continuation, within, we will see, because still we do have, like, let's say, a one session that we might get something in it. Once I'm going to close the 4 hours candle, I might see something that maybe we can get something into, like Asia, which is the closing of the day, let's say. We'll see how exactly it's going to play out in the new day. Now, as I said, in regards to alts, I don't want you just to like really to get on board here. Just be patient on it. This pullback will come. It's going to get aligned with BTC. Now, in regards to ETH, a lot of people, they're going to aim to short this area on ETH. Speculating that it's not going to force. I think they're going to force it over the weekend, but we will see how exactly it's going to play out. Now, there are a huge amount of people that they longed ETH at 4,500. These people, I think they're going to get wiped out, like fully wiped out. And how exactly they're going to get wiped out, it's going to be fast, the move. It's going to be really fast. So this one, I think they will get wiped out. That's the whole thing. So you squeezed all these people from here, you squeeze this, you squeezed also these people. So for now, done. Like anyone that he's sitting here, he's sitting with a trap, and I think these ones, they're going to give us, like, let's say, the pullback. Now, in regards to Asia range, that's the Asia range. I mean, the move is just like too aggressive to the upper side. But I mean, look, if there is something that I want you really to understand it, is the following. So who watched or who was with me when I was talking about, like, let's say, the levels and the ranges, that if I'm going to be sitting for you, like, let's say, two lines, and inside it there will be Asia low, Asia high. Who remembers this when we were talking about it? Okay, cool. So the play that now, if we are looking, like, let's say, for things to continue to the upper side, especially on alts, we will be doing this. Okay, the two lines, Asia low, Asia high. We want to have a little bit of a discount area on it, which is the same thing of how exactly you played. Like this, I'm not talking about having a downtrend, but we want a little bit of a discount to be in it. Once we come under it, we reclaim, we continue up. Okay, that's the kind of play that we will be looking at it. That's when I make the big. Okay, so the play from here, it's again like I know it was too too choppy. Still, I was expecting something like this to happen, but again, the news, you don't really understand what's exactly it's going on. Some of them, it's just, again, like, if you are convinced in the play or you're not convinced in the play, sometimes you just like play it in this way and it happens. Sometimes it doesn't happen. I mean, the second trade on ETC, check this out. I mean, it's just ripped everything to the upper side, the 25. It's the only thing that I'm happy about it. It's just the old trade, but I mean, I really don't have anything here, so it's absolutely fine. They ripped everything to the upper side. But now, if I want really to focus on some stuff, I want to focus mainly on adding new assets to the play, which is ETC and ENS. We're gonna add them, both of them, to the play. Okay, why? Because I do think that these tokens, they still have room to continue to the upper side and to open a new range. Okay, don't talk to me about MKR. I'm too surprised with it on how exactly it's reacting. We will see how exactly we're going to deal with it when the time it's going to come. Same thing that it's going to be on ICP. Same thing that it's going to be on Arweave. But I think there will be some assets that they're going to start front running things before you're going to get, like, let's say, some kind of other place. Now, if you think that this move is just done, we're going to keep ripping to the upper side, I'm afraid you are mistaken. The reason. Now, we got this move, if you guys remember, when I was talking about, like, let's say, the weekly candle, that we might get something like this. Okay? So let's see really how it's going to play out. But having an AB wick, we know that there could be a continuation for next week, but we will see how exactly things it's going to play out from here. The more that the price, it's going to start giving me any kind of signs that are on these levels, the more it's going to be better for us just to set the exact play and the exact levels. Now, the next candle, the next move to the upper side, I think it will be as aggressive as this, not on BTC, I'm talking about altcoins. So you got, let's say, this move that you are getting it now, let's say on something like AVAX, you will be expecting the next move is to be as aggressive. The third one, it's going to be the one that it's going to be choppy. It's going to be too slow. But this one also, it's going to be aggressive. It has to have, like, let's say, some kind of a strength. Why? Because you'll be expecting to play something like this in the coming few days and few weeks. Okay. If this, it's going to continue to the upper side. That's the whole thing. If this really, it's ready to start moving to the upper side, where we will be maybe closing, like, let's say, a decent monthly candle. And then for the next month, we will be looking for something, to play. Maybe a little bit of a move, like, let's say, to the upper side, closing the month, maybe above these areas where we confirm moving and, opening a new range. It's fine. I wouldn't have an issue with it. But again, I don't want you really to rush at anything at around these levels. Things are still looking absolutely fine. There is also a very, very simple possibility and very easy possibility that we are at 22nd of August. We might just close a balanced candle without having really anything, that there is a possibility to visit the low and also another possibility to visit the highs one more time. And then after that, just a range, and we will see how things is going to play out. Now, best price, best expectations that I can set it for you. It's literally to get something like this. I'm still on this kind of a play, but I'm afraid by that time we are not getting this. That's my expectations. I'm afraid by that time we're gonna be riding the wave. Everything is looking fine, no issue at all. But I'm afraid that this move to the upper side, it is the end of what exactly we will be looking at. And by that time, you might be coming back on BTC to come back to these levels. So you are literally playing the last breath for the market before it's gonna do something like this. And I'm gonna be net short. If this move is gonna continue to the upper side, I'm net short at this move, whatever it's gonna happen, that people are gonna be looking at things to continue to the upper side. Okay. I don't think that it's gonna be a blow off top. It's good if it's gonna come to these areas. There is a possibility, to come a little bit higher. We will see. But once really we're gonna get the confirmation and the reversal, we're gonna get the confirmation and the reversal. Now, there could be also a possibility that all of this, it's gonna be just, a fake out, because for now it's not really confirmed. You got just the last move to the upper side, and still there is a possibility to come here before you continue to the upper side. I'm not favoring it. Okay, I'm not favoring it. I still think that this move, it has a little bit to go to the upper side, but we need this. We really need this. Okay, then we decide the rest of the play, how it's gonna play out. As I told you, do you think that things it's not gonna play out or it's not gonna pull back? It will pull back. It's not optional. Okay. It might start opening a new level, and then after that, to get the pullback, we will get on board on it. Once we're gonna finish this move, then we will talk about the rest of the things. What's your max extension on BTC to tag it with my spot bag to exit? Whenever it close to the max, any realistic target, I'm telling you, my realistic targets, they never changed. Every single time I was talking about something, what are the two levels that I was talking about them, guys? No, I never mentioned the 140. I never mentioned the 140, 150. I never mentioned it. And I think, I don't think that it's happening. I mentioned two levels from day one. We were talking about the 123. We started expecting the 129 and the 134. That's all. And I don't have really anything, more than this, just to I doubt, it's still things that I'll be looking at it. It's the way how exactly it's gonna play in my expectations, I would say. Uh, there is also one more possibility for you to understand it. We might continue to the upper side, 120, 121, push, continue. It depends on what exactly it's going to happen here. We will be able to figure out this move. That is this a new wave to ride it? Because if it's going to be a new wave to ride it, there will be something that it's going to come to the upper side. Once this thing is finished, we're done. Like, we are completing what exactly we're completing. Don't worry about it. It's going to be easy to figure out this. I want you to forget about where exactly BTC reached. All I want you to remember, two things. Assuming that you didn't catch the bottom from here, while you didn't have an excuse not to catch it, and you got this move up, remember what we did here. Assuming you didn't catch this move, while I also see that you don't have an excuse now, but remember what we did here. So yes, this is just a move. but it's the beginning of the move. Once I get the confirm on it, which is still, by the way, there is a very big possibility that you might do this. Very big possibility, because there are, but I mean, I wouldn't rely on it. It's by then the trigger for the continuation, and we will see how it's gonna play out. But yeah, it might just, give you literally something. You can rinse every single one in such a move, and the market can do that. I don't want this to happen, because in that time I'm gonna think about the weakness more than anything else, and maybe she's not ready to continue to the upper side, and this all the FOMO in the play. Now, because you are getting an interest rate cut, everyone is gonna FOMO in the bull run, and then they're gonna rely on the Fed pivot. The Fed pivot will never come to the market without the market dropping. That's a fact. So price in everything, run, trap, smack it to the downside. You might get the Fed pivot by that time, but I don't know this pullback, how deep that she can go. Few things that I'm concerned about them, which is, let's talk about it levels. First of all, the run on gold, it's a big question mark. Because if this is something really good, then we shouldn't see gold turning. We shouldn't see it. It's a big problem. But it depends on how we close the week. Also on this, which is we're gonna close it in a few hours for gold. And I mean, if really it stayed here, then fine. Maybe this is just like a move before they're gonna roll back to the downside, which is I'm good with it. I wouldn't have an issue. The second thing, which is Dixie. Dixie tumbled down. Obviously, we're gonna start going to lower levels. The problem, we don't really have a lot of room for Dixie to go to the downside. Means this could sit at somewhere at around these levels, or somewhere at around these levels, a bottom for Dixie. And I don't think that we will get, like, let's say, lower than this, right? So this will be the area where things, it's gonna start looking with the same way of how exactly you got every single move, like on Bitcoin, 75, then you moved and you came back again to these highs. So this is for now. It's looking fine. I still think that, yeah, by now, that just like the play is just to continue lower, but we really need these weekly closing to confirm all these kind of the plays. Because still, I mean, if you will be looking at it, if I'm now on the weekly time frame, if we will close something like this, it's epic, it's fine, it's nice. And if let's say you're gonna get a run, I mean, look, if there will be really a new run on BTC, then you might get this. That's my max. I'm not expecting this. For me, 129, 134 net, if I get a chance to reach there, for me, that's it. I mean, for this move, it's done, I don't think that she's going to have the steam to move, like, let's say, higher than this, or more aggressive than this. Reason behind it, you really need to understand a few things when it's happening. When we get this move to the upper side, BTC moved on a rally of 95%. We moved from here on 168%. We moved from here on 84%. So 168, 84, then 35, then 25. Do you notice what's happening, or you don't notice it? So that's the first one. That's the second one. It's running out of steam, No, it's running out of steam. Like, it's running out of steam. It can't keep pushing, just, like a meme coin. But as I said, that's a kind of play that I think we're going to be getting it. By all means, as everyone is just like talking about like ETH and the aggressiveness of ETH, and I think we're going to be getting a decent short opportunity for whatever it takes. And I think this play will come sooner or later. So my play on this one, that if, as an example, BTC, it's I don't know where ETH it can reach. Okay, let's put it on this way. That if BTC it's gonna go to the 123, 129, assuming it's gonna go, like if we're gonna get a confirmation on it, then I don't really know. Look, by the way, ETH structure, it should give a pullback also, like let's say from around these levels, all right? But you really need to look at something where, let me delete everything so you can see it, and I can put it for you clearly. So if I do take the all-time high, everyone is talking about the all-time high to be this level. Do you agree on this or no? Isn't it this the all-time high that we see it on the chart? This is your all-time high. Okay. This is your all-time high. Weekly time frame. This is your all-time high monthly time frame. So logically speaking, on this one, this can continue up to the upper side. Maybe it's not gonna reject from here. But on the monthly time frame that you see it here at around these levels, we are due for a pullback. So I'm gonna set for you this. Depends on where exactly the monthly it's gonna close. But my expectations that somewhere at around these levels, it's gonna get visited. How this can play out, that's the most important thing, and what we need to really care about it. Usually, when you get a move on ETH, you might get the following, which is this one. Let me just give you like really a decent level so you can. This run can continue definitely to this area. It has monthly. It depends on where we close the month. It depends on all these kind of things. It has the room to continue to this area. Definitely. No doubt. But then in that time, what you want really to do is to catch this. Then you will get this. Now, if this will play out, if BTC it's going to give you the pullback that I'm talking about, which is it's very easy for ETH to give you a 60-70% drop by that time. If, again, this would happen. Needs a confirmation, needs a lot of things, but that's a kind of play that you will be looking at it. And by the way, it's very, very, very normal by that time. Yeah, I think this is a very realistic play and a very good way on looking at things in this kind of structure. This kind of a play, it will take time, you know? And by the way, you can come even lower. And then if there will be something that we still have room to continue to the upper side, it can play in something like this. That's a decent play. Now, I don't want you to rely on this fully, because on every single level, the same way of how exactly we did on BTC, we're going to do here. Because if I want to remind you on BTC, remember that you got into this, which is it wasn't too far away from all-time high. Yeah, we can get this on ETH. By the way, ETH, it's exactly here. So I want to show you also another thing so you can remember it and you can see it clearly. Where is your all-time high? That's your all-time high, previous all-time high on monthly basis. You closed amazing. If you started the closing above all-time high, means that still ETH, it has a room to continue later on. Doesn't mean that she cannot get into this. It doesn't mean that. And also, by the way, ETH, as for now, if you will be looking at the monthly time frame, let me do something for you so you can see it clearly. Let's get this ETH USD. Again, all of this is hypothetical for now. So let's get this also on the monthly basis. Amazing. So, do you see any similarities in the chart? Do you see any similarities in the chart? It's either yes or no. Doesn't really need anything. I'll tell you where are the similarities. I'll show it to you. Check this out. Let me also delete everything for you on this level so you can see it clearly. Don't you see that in a way or another, that ETH in such a structure do you see it or not? So this will put you on, we don't know how much she has a steam to go to the upper side, but the pullback, it will come. These pullbacks, guys, they weren't smaller. They were a 57%, half of the price. So what ETH can do? That's a question. Because on ETH, I'm not going to be relying on this, by the way. I'm going to be relying on this because here where exactly the structure is going to change. Okay. So check this. Does it make sense or no? The type of top here, it's different than the type of top here. Okay. They are different. Structurally, they are different. That's something in regards to the play. Okay. They are different. So yeah, you can do something like this. You can do something like this on this play. Get pull back, get a move, then clear. That's honestly what I'm expecting. Now, what we care about is this. What we care about is this, because this, it depends on the situation with the market, can get you this. Okay? Maybe we're not going to be getting 2 runs. Maybe it's just a 1 run. But that's the kind of structure that you will be looking at it. That's a kind of place that you will be looking at it. It is, by the way, in the same. And if I want to dig deeper, which is we can dig deeper on this one, it's very easy to dig deeper into these things and put it like, let's say, to you in a very realistic way. There you go. We can set it and we can see. I mean, this was the play from long time ago. Can we get something like this? It's very possible. Very possible. Easily, we can get something like this. But we didn't get the move to the upper side. Still, by the way, you can fail from somewhere around here. Price discovery doesn't mean that you don't have a ceiling on top of it. Well, with all my respect, you didn't have also a ceiling in front of you on BTC. But now the problem, where your next floor will be. And that's the main problem. Because you get the move to the upper side. That was your first floor, which is amazing, beautiful. Because if you will be looking on the weekly time frame, you got really an issue at somewhere at around these levels. So they held you as a floor. For today, you got this, that it held you as a floor. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But the problem, how many floors? Because you're not really progressing that much, right? So the problem will be where will be our next floor. And your next floor, in my expectations, easily, something like this will come. Now, how exactly it's going to come, that's a whole play. On this one specifically, I'm going to put for you the following, just to show it to you. Best case scenario, worst case scenario. Need to be looking at it. Best case scenario, that's your best case scenario. There you go. I mean, if I'm putting September, let's put it dates. Here you go. That's September. And I'll put the end of it. Yeah, that's your best case scenario. Best case scenario. I'm not relying on it. because we do have something that maybe we need to pay attention to it more on this one. Because for me, we still have this move that we are looking at it, which is it's aggressive and edgy to the upper side. Means this move to the upper side that we have it here. So it depends on what exactly we're going to be doing here. Check this out. So if I'm going to be putting now the time, okay, for us. So here you go. That's a 129. That's a 135 that we have. Here you go. Right? Would this do this? And happy days. You roll it down like a piece of cake. Because for me, yeah, that's it. Now, later on, just for you to know, this line is going to serve you as long as you hold this as your new floor. But by any chance, if you invalidated this and you went lower, then you can call Michael Saylor. By that time, maybe he's going to be out of business. I don't mean anything, but I'm just trying to even to put for you things in a structure. This is a little bit overextended at this level. This is not a consolidation that it's ready for a move. This is not a bull flag that people they're gonna start looking for. I swear, you're gonna see it. Don't worry about it. 179. Yeah, it is what it is. My point, she can go to the 179. She can go. We can go to the 500,000, whatever it is. Very, very possible. My point here, guys, that's the play that I do have it. That's the line between higher and lower. Assuming that this will go higher, you need to understand what's happening when you are going higher with an overextension. That's what happens when you are going higher with an overextension. Get it? That's called higher with an overextension. Am I clear on this or no? By the way, still you can go to the 123, get a BBW, and then to roll down. It's very possible. Still, you can keep going into this sideways, and altcoins, they're going to give you nice moves, and then to roll down. And check this out. This, by the way, this the same of, like, let's say, I would say the 85 level. Still, like, you do have, like, that's an overextension. That's an overextension. I use that I can really, clear for you things like, let's say, more than this, but that's a kind of play that you'll be looking at it. That's the whole thing. And still, by the way, on this one, we still have a major problem. Also on NASDAQ, we still have a major problem. Still, like, you can get something here nasty with this move to the upper side. You can get something, which is you will be looking like, let's say, more for more for something maybe like this, more for something maybe like this, and just like an aggressive drop before. If it's gonna continue, it's gonna continue. By the end, these kind of things, they are non-stop. They just keep going up. So for now, that's the whole thing. That's literally the whole thing. And I think still on NASDAQ, it's looking fine now. Everything's going to be speculating, moving up non-stop. That's again the kind of things that you'll be looking at it. And that's again what you will be aiming for. So no FOMO, no rush, but try to get yourself really a decent plan on what exactly you want to do, where you want to exit. I think most of altcoins, they're going to be opening like literally a top of a range, maybe a little bit higher. I think you might trade some time within the coming, like, let's say, few weeks. You might trade somewhere at around these highs, but don't rely on the previous highs. That's my only problem. That where you might get, like, let's say, trapped into this. What I mean by this, that as an example, I mean, I wish I can set for you this as an example for every single day. I mean, we can reach, by September. This is September 25. We can reach here as an example on AVAX. We can reach here. for something like this on average, it's possible. We can reach, I don't, I mean, on as an example, we don't have really much, like, let's say, to deal with it. But logically speaking, if you will be just like looking at this, well, we can reach this area. Now, optimal, you will be looking like, let's say, for this area to come to it. It's very possible. It's not, by the way, it's not too much, it's not too much. It's like 100% move. It's really not too much on these kind of moves. You can get these kind of plays. So yeah, it's very possible to get this. So very possible. And from there again, I mean, it depends on what really we are getting. I mean, I'm really sorry if BTC decided to go to the 178. Well, you're gonna get your best altcoins ever. Do I sell 10, 20? It depends. It depends. Look, remember one thing. Remember what we saw here. And if it's going to give you a trigger, then just it is. That's it. That's the whole thing. And I'm going to be reacting just on these triggers. I'm not going to be really doing anything else. As for now, you do have multiple things, to look at it at these levels, like multiple things to look at it. One of them, it's again, let me just check something, by the way. I need to check this. Because if this, it's gonna, yeah. Look, you will be expecting this level. If BTC it's gonna run, I think if BTC it's gonna run to here, you're gonna get a pullback. Okay, you're gonna get a pullback on alts. They're not gonna continue to the upper side like this. I think BTC dominance, it's gonna start reversing, taking the liquidity from alts. Okay, alts you can't short them. You need this pullback to long them. Because if this move is gonna play in this way, then done. You move to the upper side, you get your pullback, you get your continuation. And this will be the pullback again that alts, they might send you this kind of pullbacks. Okay. But let's again see where exactly we're gonna be closing the day, because I think there will be some kind of a trap at somewhere at around these levels. There will be some kind of pullback. Let's see how it's gonna play out from here. Once today it's gonna close, then the whole shenanigans, it's just, it's done. And by the way, if there will be really the biggest, like, let's say, area of um, a short squeeze, I would say it's this area, but nothing more than this. That's the area of a short squeeze. So, I mean, you are still too far away from here. You are still too far away from here. You have the first level, you have the second level here, you have the third level here. So we will see how things is gonna push from here, and upon that we can decide what could be the next from here. Let it just settle. But yeah, that's the kind of things that you will be looking at it. And I don't think that you're gonna miss out on things. Just mark as for now with this move that we get it, because I think we already closed also. Just a second. Yeah, we already closed the 6 hours time frame candle. Maybe it has a little bit of room to go with BTC. If BTC, it's going to go a little bit to the upper side. But my expectation is that we see a pullback before the continuation. That's my expectations. Can you look at candle? Oh my God. Did it fly already? And I mean, did they take this wick? Yeah. Yeah, she's fine. This will be a little bit tricky, but you'll be expecting just this. That's it. You're not going to be aiming, like, let's say, for lower than it, but you need to wait for this 12 hours closing. You need to wait for it because you will have a nasty level here, right? And you will be looking for it to come to this area. for a play. That's the kind of play that we'll be looking at it. This wasn't too far away. This one. I think Jupiter is gonna move once Solid's gonna move, and I think Solid's gonna take its time. I think this one's gonna start moving. But this one's not looking bad. I mean, look, I mean, I know that I was expecting lower levels, but as for now, if we are expecting things higher, it's not looking bad, you know. By the end, that's the kind of things that you have it. Just like you might get the 74 on it. With this move to the upper side, you need just to sustain today's closing. Today's closing, by the way, it's the best daily closing on altcoins. So on a confirmation on it, you should just be expecting things to come and to continue to the upper side. That's it. You don't really have anything more than this. And guys, don't worry about this on the pullback specifically, like let's say on BTC. Like I can literally give you like let's say let it just come and let it just start doing whatever it is, then it's very easy. And just to tell you something, like 171, 175, so 171. Here you go. These are the two levels, and 171, 117, 500. All right. So acceptance above this, consolidating sideways, AB wick, whatever it is, then fine. But as for now, just be careful because we need the closing. We need everything. Just don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be looking fine. So, but you don't want really to get trapped before just like any kind of a continuation. And by the end, it's not gonna keep just running. It's not gonna reach all-time high tonight. If it's gonna reach all-time high tonight, BTC, if it's gonna reach the 123, then you will be expecting literally. Wait a second, was it this? Yeah, this is fine. Okay. If it's gonna reach tonight, then we will be trading it to the 178. There is no other way, you know. But yeah, I mean, don't worry about it. It's just the beginning of the move, and everything is gonna reach a point where it's just running. It's just running on its own. But anyhow, just really nothing to um, nothing to be concerned about. And that's it. The most important thing that you really need to pay attention to it from now on till I don't know how long it's gonna stay. Once you will get the trend didn't reverse by all means, like trend didn't reverse. Yeah, it was just like just like a range bound environment or whatever it is. Could this, by the way, play something like this? It's very possible now. Very possible, and this is actually it's too good. So it depends on what exactly we are getting from here, because if this move, like it depends on how high and how good and how strong it is, then maybe you'll be expecting something like this. If really it's going to go in an aggressive way, okay. But we need to finish this move first of all, because this move still, I mean, you didn't really get anything on it. Nothing, nothing, not by any chance. So just be patient on this one. Let's deal with it and let's see what exactly it's gonna happen. The only thing that we do have it, did we reach already Monday? Yeah, that's Monday high. So we will see how it's gonna play out from here, because you can sell off from here and you can just like drift to lower levels. So we deal with things by tomorrow. If you got any trades today, then it's fine. If you didn't, then nothing to worry about. Will you consider LDO2 when you consider ENA? LDO, I was looking at it today. It was looking really fine. It was looking fine, you know. Yeah, I think you might get this on it. Might get this on it. Yeah, I think you get this. You get this on it. Should at least like these highs. This will be optimal. But again, guys, all of these kind of things, it depends on how exactly we are closing today and how exactly we are reacting in the coming few hours. My expectations again is if this it's gonna play out like let's say in a proper way, then it's absolutely good. It's absolutely fine. But I just don't think that this is a fully new wave that we will be continuing into the upper side. Once we're gonna unfold things here, which is, let's assume, I'm gonna start putting for you some kind of things just to. Oh no, wait a second. Wait a second. I want this maybe to be a little bit aggressive. Yeah. I mean, it can give us all-time high, a little bit more. It can give us this maybe by the end of the month. It's very possible. We will see. And I mean, if it's going to play out in something like this, then you will be looking for this to continue to the upper side, a little bit of pullback, continuation, and you just trade toward this area, you know. But this again, it needs still time. It needs more money, 1 candle hours, and we will see how it's gonna play out and how it's gonna be from there. So nothing really to worry about, and we will take it from there, guys. So that's all for now. We'll have tomorrow another live, maybe early in the day, and we take things forward from there. Wish you all the best, guys. And yeah, if you're gonna get an alt season, guys, you know what to do. That's all that I'm gonna remind you. You know what to do. Wish you all the best, guys. Cheers, cheers, bye.